In the oldest D&D lore, there exists a counterforce to Tiamat's chaos. Long before the chromatic dragons bent their will to destruction, the metallic dragons chose a different path. They are the children of Bahamut, the platinum dragon god of justice, protection, and nobility. Where Tiamat sowed destruction, Bahamut cultivated order. Where she fractured draconic kind into servants of greed and rage, he ushered in wisdom, sacrifice, and purpose. But here's what most people don't understand about Bahamut's champions. Being good doesn't make them less dangerous. It makes them infinitely more complex, more unpredictable, more terrifying. The chromatic dragons are easy to understand. They want to kill you and take your gold. Simple, straightforward. You know where you stand. The metallic dragons, they might save your kingdom, or they might demand you serve them for eternity. They might befriend you and then disappear for 100 years. They might test your morality in ways that break you. They might love humanity so deeply they sacrifice everything for it, or judge you so harshly that a single mistake condemns your entire bloodline. They are not your allies. They are not your enemies. They are forces of nature wearing the faces of gods. In this video, we explore the metallic dragons in their full complexity. The brass gossips, the copper tricksters, the bronze judges, the golden tyrants, the silver heartbreakers, and the steel architects who run the world from the shadows. We'll examine what makes them dangerous, not because they're evil, but because they're so much more than we are. This is the answer to the chromatic dragons. This is where the real power lies. Let's start with the brass dragon. And I want you to really picture this one. Imagine a dragon that doesn't want to fight you. Not because it's afraid, but because it's bored with fighting. It wants to talk. It wants to share secrets. It wants you to sit down and tell it every interesting thing that's ever happened to you. And if you refuse, it will bury you up to your neck in hot desert sand and wait. That's the brass dragon in a nutshell. These are the social butterflies of the dragon world. They live in deserts, they love conversation, and they have absolutely no filter. They will tell your secrets to the next person they meet. They will gossip about you the way a medieval barber spills tea to every customer. The scary part? They're not evil. They're just incredibly, catastrophically indiscreet. A brass dragon might befriend your party, give you quests, help you save the kingdom, and then, 3 months later, accidentally reveal to your enemies that you have a secret weakness to water because they couldn't help sharing it at a dragon convention. This is why they're dangerous. It's not malice, it's incompetence mixed with immortal arrogance. The copper dragon is what happens when you give a dragon a sense of humor and absolutely no concern for property damage. These dragons love pranks. And I don't mean harmless pranks. I mean, I'm going to collapse your house just to see how you react pranks. Copper dragons are often described as the bards of the dragon world. They're clever, they're witty, they set traps just to watch people fall into them. And when they do, they laugh. They literally cannot help themselves. The thing about copper dragons is that they're good aligned. They don't want to hurt you. They just want to see if they can trick you. And if you're clever enough to outsmart them, they'll actually respect you. But here's where it gets dangerous for a party. A copper dragon's prank can kill you. They don't intend to. But a collapse trap in a cave? That's funny right up until the barbarian gets crushed. And the worst part? You can't even be mad because the dragon finds it hilarious, and somehow that makes the whole party feel stupid. Copper dragons are the reminder that chaos isn't always evil. Sometimes it's just mischievous. Moving inland, we meet the bronze dragon. These dragons live near the coast. They're coastal guardians, protectors of the sea, and they are obsessed with justice. If a brass dragon is a gossip and a copper dragon is a trickster, then a bronze dragon is basically a dragon version of Batman, except angrier and more decisive. Bronze dragons don't tolerate corruption. They don't tolerate cruelty. They will hunt down evildoers across entire oceans if they have to. They have this intense moral code that they follow completely. The dangerous part? They're not always right about who deserves to be punished. A bronze dragon might decide that your rogue is evil because he stole once. It might decide your cleric doesn't truly worship the right ideals. And once a bronze dragon makes a judgment, it's final. These dragons don't change their minds easily. They're the righteous ones. And righteous dragons are more terrifying than evil ones because they have moral justification for everything they do. A bronze dragon might demand your party answer for past crimes. It might test your moral code by putting you through trials you can't win. It might ally with a tyrannical kingdom because it genuinely believes that kingdom protects people. Bronze dragons remind us that being on the side of good doesn't mean being right. Now we get to the heavyweight. The gold dragon is the king of all metallic dragons. These are ancient, powerful, and absolutely, completely convinced of their own superiority. Gold dragons live hundreds, sometimes thousands of years. They hoard gold and gems like it's going out of style. They take humanoid form and walk among people. And they look at you the way you might look at an ant. Here's the thing about gold dragons. They are good. They genuinely want to help. They genuinely fight evil. But they do it on their terms, in their way, and only if it interests them. A gold dragon might save your kingdom from an invasion. And then, because you annoyed it during the battle, it might curse you to never speak a lie for the rest of your life. Gold dragons are the reminder that good with a capital G doesn't mean kind with a capital K. They're arrogant. They're patronizing. They look at your concerns and struggles like they're watching a child's game. And if you question them, they have centuries of experience and raw magical power that will remind you very quickly why you should stay quiet. The scariest thing about a gold dragon, it's that you probably need its help. But asking for help means submitting to its will. It means becoming a servant to an arrogant immortal who sees you as temporarily interesting. Gold dragons are the gods we wish we had. Powerful, righteous, completely untouchable. And then there's the silver dragon, the weird one. Silver dragons are technically among the most powerful metallic dragons. But here's what makes them different. They care about humans, not in an abstract, distant way. They actually love humanity. They spend centuries shape-shifting into human form, living as humans, having human relationships, falling in love with humans. And this is where it gets tragic and dangerous at the same time. A silver dragon might be sitting next to you in your tavern, disguised as a beautiful elf or a mysterious stranger. It might befriend your party. It might sacrifice itself for you. But when you find out its true form, when you realize that the person you trusted was actually a divine being that could have solved all your problems in 10 seconds, that changes something. Silver dragons are the loneliest dragons. They're so obsessed with protecting and understanding humanity that they often spend more time as humans than as dragons. They take on human problems, human relationships, human heartbreak. And when a party discovers a trusted ally is actually an ancient silver dragon, there's always this moment of betrayal, not because the dragon did anything wrong, but because of all the time spent together. All that intimacy was kind of a lie, or at least incomplete. Silver dragons are dangerous because they make you trust them, and that trust, when broken, can be devastating. Here's something most people don't know about metallic dragons. It's the thing that separates them from chromatic dragons in actual combat. Metallic dragons have 2 breath weapons, every single one. The first breath weapon is the lethal one, the damage dealer. Fire, lightning, acid, whatever. That's what kills you. The second one is a sleep breath, or a paralysis breath, or a stunning breath, something that disables without killing. This is why metallic dragons are mechanically more dangerous in an actual game. A chromatic dragon, a red dragon, it wants you dead. It breathes fire. You either survive or you don't. But a metallic dragon, it can disable your entire party with the second breath, and then decide what to do with you while you're completely helpless. This is the kind of detail that separates a run-of-the-mill D&D encounter from a combat encounter that completely changes how players think about dragons. Most people don't know this, but there are actually more metallic dragons than the 5 main ones. There are steel dragons. Steel dragons are from the original Greyhawk campaign setting, and some people argue they should be canon in all D&D universes because they're incredible. Steel dragons live in cities, actual cities. They take humanoid form permanently and live as nobles, artists, generals, and advisors. They're the secret rulers of cities, the power behind the throne. And unlike silver dragons who hide their nature, steel dragons are just living, existing, ruling. A steel dragon might be the mayor of your town, or the head of the Merchants Guild, or the famous musician everyone respects, and you'd never know unless the dragon chose to tell you. The scariest thing about steel dragons is that they're the most pragmatic of all the metallic dragons. They actually get civilization. They understand politics and compromise, and they use that understanding to shape entire kingdoms. If you want to talk about dragons that are truly dangerous, steel dragons are the ones running the world while everyone else thinks they're just people. So here's the thing about metallic dragons. They're not evil. That's not what makes them scary. What makes them scary is that they're powerful, ancient, and completely alien to us. They might help you. They might hinder you. They might betray you by accident while trying to save you. They might become your best friend for 100 years and then die and leave you alone for another 100. They're immortal. They're righteous. They're complicated. And that's why they're the most dangerous dragons in all of D&D. If you want to see a truly terrifying campaign arc, don't fight a red dragon. Make a deal with a gold one. Befriend a silver one. Try to outsmart a copper one, because at least when a chromatic dragon kills you, you know where you stand. With a metallic dragon, you might never know what hit you until you're already dead. Thanks for watching. If you like this breakdown, let me know in the comments which metallic dragon you'd want as your patron. And remember, the next time your dungeon master puts a friendly dragon in your campaign, maybe ask yourself, is it really friendly? Or is it just playing a long game?